Good morning. Welcome to our Friday devotion and prayer time. My name is Tom Lemler. I'm a staff member of the Deer Run Church of Christ in South Bend, Indiana, as well as the director of Impact Prayer Ministry. We've been talking and praying this week about a road of change, how our encounter with Jesus and our walk with Him on the road of life will bring about change. Each weekday morning, we've talked and prayed about a different aspect of that change and following the points that I brought out in this past Sunday's message. And today we're going to focus in on a road of gentleness. Change is difficult, and it requires, to do it in a godly manner, gentleness. God is gentle with us in the midst of our change. As He's changing others, we need to be gentle with them. Looking today at Philippians 4, verse 5, Paul writes to the Philippians and to us, and it says, "Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near." I love the connection that Paul makes between gentleness and the presence of God. Because of God's gentleness towards us, an awareness of His presence ought to influence how we treat others. It ought to influence how we treat ourselves. You see, just as much as we can be harsh with others, we sometimes have a tendency to be harsh with ourselves. We struggle to find that balance. Either we're, just as it is with others, either we're overly permissive, don't worry about it, it's not a big deal, everybody does it, or we're overly critical and harsh. And the difficulty with a lack of gentleness is it begins to convince us that the change that God's doing in our life, it isn't possible. It isn't going to work. It won't take. And when we believe that about ourselves, it tends to drive us into a spiritual despair, a constant questioning of, does God really love me? Could He really love me? I'll never get this right. Fortunately, our salvation, our good standing with God is not based on us getting all of the changes right. It's based on our faith that God will get the changes right, that He knows what He's doing, that our surrender, our submission to Him puts Him in charge. That same lack of gentleness, the overly critical attitude towards others, says we don't believe they can change. More accurately, although we would rarely say it, it says we don't believe God can change them. And this road of gentleness reminds us that God indeed is near. His presence is with us. One of the names, titles given to Jesus as He was prophesied to come into the world was, His name shall be called Emmanuel, which means God with us. And an incredible promise as Jesus prepared His disciples and His followers for His death, His burial, His resurrection, and even His ascension back to heaven. It's almost as if He's saying, you've kind of gotten used to God being with you. My departure will not leave you, as He says, as orphans, as abandoned. Because when I leave, my Spirit, the Comforter, the Helper will come. and He will guide you. And this road of gentleness is possible because God indeed is with us. As described of Jesus, it says, a crushed reed He would not break. He was gentle among us. And this same road of gentleness not only makes change possible in our life, it gives us the opportunity to change. It encourages that change. And it waits for the day the change is made complete as we stand before Him. Would you spend some time today praying with me? Father, thank you that you are a God that loves us. Your love has given us those things that we need in order to be changed into the likeness of Jesus. And it's a process. You continually work in our life, you continually work in the lives of others, and you call for us to be gentle with ourselves, to be gentle with one another, to remind us of your presence and how that presence changes our attitude. Our attitude towards you, our attitude towards ourselves, our attitude towards others. So, God, today, in the midst of the changes that you are accomplishing in people, help us to be gentle, to be helpful, to be mindful. Father, in that gentle spirit, may we acknowledge the work that you're continuing to do. And may we rejoice that you indeed are near. And one day, this transformation will be complete. And we will be with you face to face. Father, thank you for Jesus. May we lift him up as the one who not only calls us to gentleness, but has given the example that as we lift up Jesus, he would draw all people to himself. It's in his name that I pray. Amen. This has been our Friday devotion and prayer time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do pray that your day is greatly blessed by God, so that you can be a blessing to others. Have a great day